San Francisco cops say viral Walgreens shoplifting incident is par for the course. Milkha Singh, the flying Sikh, dies at 91 due to post-Covid complications. As Delhi unlocks social distancing norms defied, doctors warn for Covid-19 explosion. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti to be US envoy to India. PM Modi addresses the G7 summit, gives the mantra of One Earth, One Health. Immigration news with 2020 Starz immigration expert Jaspreet Singh, and an unusual love tale between enemies. First look of Z5's new series Dhoop ki Deewar. Hello and welcome to 2020 Starz. I'm your host Namita and thanks so much for watching us on timestars.com. The first news of this bulletin is really shocking. A viral video of a man shoplifting in the San Francisco area, going out of the store undisturbed and without an arrest in front of people, cameras and even the store security guard. This is all because of a state law. San Francisco has become a shoplifter's paradise, with thieves like the one caught on video looting a Walgreens emboldened by relaxed punishment for the crime as businesses shutter. The Walgreens heist, which happened right in front of the security guard, renewed the debate over the controversial city law called Proposition 47. Cops and prosecutors are at odds over Proposition 47, a 2014 referendum that lowered the penalty for stealing goods worth less than $150 from a felony to a misdemeanor. What does that mean? That means if you steal below $950, you get a citation and you just get to walk away, and if you don't show up to the court, guess what? Maybe you get a bench warrant, or maybe they even toss that before it even gets to that point. Statistics show San Francisco cops have struggled to make arrests in theft cases in the years since Proposition 47 was passed.
To be clear, it's not that Americans have become more prone to steal. It's that stealing is now allowed. And when you allow something, you get more of it. So this is the result of intentional policies designed to give us more stealing, designed to give us more murder, more rape, more pushing strangers in front of subway cars. It's happened because the people in charge allowed it to happen.
17 Walgreens over the last 5 years. Almost every Gap retailer outlet is gone. CVS is under assault.
17 Walgreens councilmen pulling out of the Bay Area because they can't make any money, because you can walk in and steal whatever you want and it's no longer a crime. So Walgreens is like, we're out.
Prosecutors in San Francisco and in many other places throughout the state of California, for example, but not just there, no longer charge shoplifters. So people steal whatever they want.
The emergence this week of the bicycle riding crook at one Walgreens outlet in the city has sparked new concerns over the lax law. Milkha Singh died on Friday due to post-Covid complications at the age of 91. Legendary Indian sprinter Milkha Singh died on Friday due to post-Covid complications. He was being treated at the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research. The 91-year-old has tested positive for Covid-19 on May 19th, but was home isolation at his Chandigarh residence after revealing that he was asymptomatic. However, a few days later, on May 24th, the legendary athlete was admitted to the ICU of Mohali's Fortis Hospital due to COVID pneumonia. He was then moved to PGI-MER in Chandigarh on June 3rd. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tribute to the legendary sprinter and tweeted. His death came 5 days after his wife Nirmal also died due to post-Covid complications. Now in our India COVID updates, doctors say Delhi's near complete reopening is concerning. The city's authorities have said they would reimpose strict curbs if cases arise. In India's capital Delhi, thousands of commuters crowded into underground train stations and shopping malls on Tuesday, promoting some doctors to warn it could lead to a resurgence in COVID-19 infections. Major Indian cities have begun lifting strict lockdowns as the nationwide tally of new infections has dropped to its lowest level in more than 2 months. But disease experts and doctors have cautioned that a race towards resuming businesses as usual would compromise vaccination efforts, as only about 5% of all 950 million eligible adults have been inoculated. Doctors say Delhi's near complete reopening is concerning. The city's authorities have said they would reimpose strict curbs if cases rise. US President Joe Biden is expected to nominate Los Angeles mayor as the next US ambassador to India. The White House announced its ambassador to Mexico, Sri Lanka and Israel on Tuesday, but Garcetti's name was not declared. He was being in contention for the post along with former Congressman Jim McDermott. Once confirmed, 50-year-old Garcetti will succeed Kenneth Juster, who was the US envoy in New Delhi till January 2021. Last Saturday, in a very important G7 summit, where PM Modi was invited as a special guest, gave the mantra of One Earth, One Health to the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on last Saturday called for adopting a One Earth, One Health approach to effectively deal with the coronavirus pandemic globally during a virtual address at a session of the G7 summit. Calling for global unity, leadership and solidarity to prevent future pandemics, Modi emphasized the special responsibility of democratic and transparent societies to deal with the challenge. The group of 7, G7, comprises the UK, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and the United States. As chair for the G7, the UK invited India, Australia, South Korea and South Africa to the summit as guest countries. And now, the latest on immigration news. Let's have a look at what 2020 Starz immigration expert Jaspreet Singh, attorney at law, has for us this week.
Hello friends, this is Jaspreet Singh, attorney at law, and I have offices in New York and California. I have been practicing immigration law for the last 22 years, and so I give weekly updates on immigration. So this week the important updates are that first of all, the USCIS has issued a policy that it will be giving work permits to U visa applicants. So it says that through this new process, USCIS will issue employment authorization and grant deferred action to petitioners in the United States with pending U visa petitions that it determines are bona fide, made in good faith and without intention of deceit or fraud, and who merit a favorable exercise of discretion. To be considered bona fide, the petition must include a certification from law enforcement that petitioner was a victim of crime and that crime has been, is being, or is likely to be helpful in the investigation or prosecution of that crime. So only 10,000 U visa applications are issued each year, but now the USCIS has said that if the case is bona fide, then they will start giving work permits. To be bona fide, the petitioner should file Form I-918 and also include the 918B supplement, that is the certification from the police. So that has to be included, and also they need a properly filed personal statement from the petitioner describing what happened, the facts of the crime, and also the biometrics, the fingerprints should have been received. So if these things have been done, then if the case is filed on or before June 14, 2021, the immigration will start issuing the work permits. So this is very important news, and we'll see how the process rolls, but for the U visa applicants, it is very important. Another news is that for the political asylum cases, people who apply for asylum in the United States, the Biden administration has restored the domestic violence category and the gang violence category. Before this, the Trump administration had said that people who are victims of domestic violence, like women who are victim of domestic violence, who have been beaten or tortured by their husbands or in-laws, and also people who were victims of gang violence, like who were harmed by the gangs, they cannot claim asylum in the United States on those grounds. But that has been reversed now, and so in one of the reversals, Attorney General Garland restored a 2014 case that defined married women in Guatemala who are unable to leave their relationship as a group of deserving of asylum, a decision that eased the way for other victims of domestic violence. So these are very important decisions. So this is a step forward by the Biden administration regarding easing the restrictions that were imposed by the Trump administration. And now the third important news is that the US Supreme Court has rejected a challenge to the Obamacare. The Republican Party led states, they challenged it, and now the US Supreme Court has refused to strike down the Affordable Care Act, and it ruled in favor of the Affordable Care Act. So the Supreme Court has today ruled by 7-2 in favor of the Obamacare. So folks, these were the important immigration news this week. So thank you very much, and we will come back with more news next week. Have a nice weekend.
ZEE5 Global, the largest OTT platform for South Asian content, has released the trailer of its much anticipated Zindagi original web series Dhoop ki Deewar. Countries win battles but families lose to war sets the premise of the show. Let's have a look at that.
Sir, shelling बहुत तेज हो गई है sir.
Pakistan fans, you need 136 more runs to win. India putting up a fantastic show.
In the air, Srishan takes it.
I hate cricket.
जम्मू कश्मीर के जमलियाल में आतंकी हमला हुआ.
मेरे बाबा ने ज्यादा बहादुरी दिखाई, दुश्मनों को आगे बढ़ने नहीं दिया.
जो संदेश भारत की तरफ से जाना चाहिए था, मेरे पिताजी ने सारा शरीर के पिता को दे दिया.
2 शहीदों के बच्चों का पुरजोश टाकरा.
हम दोनों तो दुश्मन है ना. मेरे पापा तुम्हारे बाप की वजह से.
दुश्मन को इस बात से डरना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये एक विजय मल्होत्रा नहीं था, करोड़ों विजय मल्होत्रा हैं.
मेरे घर में जितना नुकसान हुआ है ना, वो तुम्हारे बाप की वजह से हुआ है.
वाट लगा दी आपने तो पाकिस्तानियों की और उस लड़की की.
कीदड़ की बेटी को क्या बातें सुनाई है इन्होंने.
Well done, boy.
It's not fair, Papa.
सारा, तुम ठीक हो?
नहीं.
लगता है एक ही वक्त में सारे मसले इकट्ठे हो. कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.
तुम क्या मुझे मेरी कहानी सुना रहे हो? इतने भी बुरे नहीं हो जितना मीडिया पर नजर आ रहे थे.
तुम भी इतनी बुरी नहीं हो जितनी मैं शुरू में समझता था.
ये जो तुम्हारे और मेरे मुल्क की जंग है ना, उसने बहुत से लोगों की जानें ली होंगी, लेकिन उससे ज्यादा खूनी रिश्तों को सफेद किया है.
दुश्मन के बेटे से बात कर रही हो, मुझे सुना रही हो कि वो परेशान है.
मगर दुश्मन का दुख भी तो हमारे जैसे ही है. तुम अच्छे इंसान हो विशाल.
विशाल दुश्मन है वो हमारे, ये कभी मत भूलना.
थोड़ी सी मौत हमारी तरफ फेंकते, थोड़ी सी हम उनकी तरफ.
तेरा और उसका कभी कोई रिश्ता नहीं बन सकता.
कई दहाइयों से यही हो रहा है, कई दहाइयों तक यही होता रहेगा. मौत से आंख मचोली का खेल कोई तो खत्म करे दादी. सारा, प्लीज डोंट बी मैड, वरना इंडिया और पाकिस्तान विल बी वेरी सैड. सारा सारा सारा.
Well, that's all in this bulletin. Thanks so much for watching. You can also watch this show at timestars.com. Till next time, this is your host Namita signing off. Bye-bye.